At the height of his success, Michael stood in glittering halls surrounded by wealth, power and applause, yet he felt more alone than ever. A single memory from his past began to haunt him, whispering a truth that no empire could silence. When he finally faced it, his world shifted in ways he never expected. What he found waiting for him was not money, not glory, but something far deeper, something he once walked away from. And that discovery would change everything. The first sound Michael remembered that morning was not the hum of machines in his office tower, nor the chatter of assistants outside his glass door. It was the soft rustle of leaves, carried into his dreams like a secret voice. He woke up confused, staring at the ceiling of his penthouse, surrounded by marble and silence. For a moment he could almost smell the wet earth of his childhood, hear the laughter of a girl under a mango tree. He sat up, restless, feeling a strange weight pressing on his chest. Success was supposed to feel lighter, brighter, sweeter. Instead it felt like a cage made of gold. That morning, before his calendar of meetings could swallow him, Michael closed his laptop and whispered a name he had not spoken in years: Julia. Long before the empire, before the endless meetings and towering buildings, there was a small town where Michael and Julia grew up. Life there was slow, almost too quiet for a boy who wanted to touch the sky. Michael always spoke of leaving, of becoming someone the world would not ignore. Julia would listen, her eyes calm, her smile patient. She never asked for riches or fame. She only loved the way life unfolded in small, simple joys. One evening, as they sat under the mango tree, Michael told her he was leaving for the city. She placed her hand on his and said softly, "Just don't forget the mango tree." He laughed then, thinking her words were too simple for the life he dreamed of. But her voice lingered in him even as the bus carried him away. The city was a battlefield and Michael was determined to win. He worked long nights, took risks no one else dared, and clawed his way through failure after failure until success finally bowed before him. He built companies, bought buildings, and turned his name into something powerful. People clapped when he entered rooms, bowed when he spoke, and celebrated his victories as if they were their own. Yet, when the crowds disappeared, he was left with silence that felt louder than any applause. In that silence, Julia's face would return, like a shadow he could not shake off. Sometimes he would dream of the mango tree, its leaves swaying gently as if mocking his hunger for things that never filled him. One night, during a grand event in his honor, Michael felt a strange emptiness. The music was loud, the lights blinding, and everyone around him smiled with false warmth. Yet, when he caught his reflection in the glass, he saw not a conqueror, but a man worn out by the very crown he had built. Without a word, he left the hall and walked the city streets, ignoring the cars, the flashing lights, the people rushing past. He asked himself the question he had avoided for years: was this it? That night, alone in the city, he remembered Julia's voice: "Just don't forget the mango tree." It struck him harder than any failure he had known. Before the dawn came, Michael bought a ticket home. When he arrived, the town looked frozen in time. The shops still stood, though older, the streets narrower than he remembered, the air carrying a peace the city never gave. He walked slowly, his steps heavier with memory, until he stood before the mango tree. And there she was, Julia. She was older, yes, but her presence carried the same calmness, the same quiet strength. For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Then, with a smile that made his chest tighten, she said, "You remembered." They talked for hours, catching up on years lost. She told him of her life, ordinary to the world but full in its own way. He told her of his empire, though his voice lacked pride. In her silence he understood. She had lived while he had only built. That evening, as the sun spilled gold across the horizon, Michael sat under the mango tree beside Julia. The crickets sang, the air smelled of rain, and for the first time in years he felt whole. He looked at her and finally spoke the truth his heart had carried all along. "I built everything, Julia. But none of it made me happy. My happiest moments were here, with you." She leaned against him, her hand finding his. The empire he left behind no longer mattered. The mango tree, the girl he once left, and the love he had almost forgotten, these were his true treasures. And under that tree, Michael finally found the peace the world could never give.